Okay, good morning. I'd like to just go over inside. Yesterday, we spoke at Kol Dolam Gavar. We had a case where two people were holding on to a boat, and the shaila was if Besdin went ahead and took hold of it, whether they would go ahead and have to give it out or not. And we spoke at yesterday a rush and a kind of svara of what Kol Dolam Gavar is. I'd like to see a little bit inside, paraphrased from the Sefer Vishinamtam. So here it is. This is what I saw. You guys could see this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when it says Kol Dolam Gavar, it means berayos, either with halachic rayos or b'kayach, with physical strength. That's the Rashbam. Now, Kivan Shemisha Adin Imo, the one who actually belongs to him, Karav Lehevi Rayos, the Yimser Nafshay, and he'll be Moshe Nefesh, Lakachta B'koach, Yosem Mishe Gazlan, Yimser Nafshay Legoizla. In other words, the one who really is, he'll do more physically in his power to save it, more so than the Goslin to steal it. Because after all, the Goslin is a Goslin. That's if it's physical. V'od, she'agoslin lo yimtze nafshay, ki choishesh shemacha yavesh asheni rayos. He's not going to go ahead and be most in FS so much because he knows the next day the guy can bring a proof and take it away from him. That's the rush. Omnam harashbam, kosav, shedin kol dolam govar, hu mishum, shein bestin roitzim likones klal meriva. Bestin doesn't want to enter it all, a fight. Lodain din, shesofo loda l'dei ivois, that the end is going to come to crookedness. Ulechein bestin mistalkin mizeh. Bestin just goes ahead and stays out. B'chol dolam gavar, and anyone who's stronger gets it. In other words, it's not a psak bestin, it's a silik bestin. Basra bezeh, what's the svar of the Rashbam? When kol dolam gavar is not a suffix in halacha, it's a lack of knowledge. Who does it actually belong to? Ain't Besdin niskaken l'zeh. Besdin is not going to get involved. Right? Again, this is important because we're going to do it again today. Again, according to Rashbam, it's the whole problem is not a suffix in din, it's a suffix in who it belongs to. That's a lack of yediyah, of a piece of knowledge. Ain't Besdin niskaken l'zeh. Besdin wasn't getting involved. Mashen king kishiyesh the Besdin ba'atzmam gam kein suffix. When Besdin themselves have a suffix, ain't chayavim lips like halacha. When Besdin themselves have the suffix, they're chayav to go ahead and pass on the halacha. This is brought from the Kavit Shiurim of Reb Elchanan Wasserman, Zeichet Tzadik Kodesh Levracha, Hashem Yinakim Damav. He was killed in the Kovna ghetto in 1941. Okay, so this is what I brought in yesterday, just a little more clearer perhaps today than I did outside. And it's always good to see it inside. It's always good to see it inside to give us a little flavor of what Kol Dolam Gavar is, because in fact, we're going to touch upon it today. So we're up to Lamed Dalid Amid Beis. Lamed Dalid Amid Beis, 3 lines from the bottom. This person says, this is my father's, and this person says, this is my father's. Each one claims it was his father. Okay. Rav Nachman says, Rav Nachman, Kol Dolam Gavar. Whoever is strong, whoever man is stronger. Says Rashbam. Bein besvina, whether it's a boat, bein bekarka, whether it's land, bein edus v'chazaka l'zeh yosem mizeh. There's no edus nor chazaka of shalosh shanim, one more than the other. Okay, that's in that situation we're going to say Kol Dolam Gavar. The Gemara now is going to ask from various sources on this din of Rav Nachman of Kol Dolam Gavar. What's the difference than two shtaros that come out on the same day? You have two people, Reuven and Shimon. They produce a shtar that says, on April 1st, Harry gave me a matana of parcel X. So both are holding on to shtaros that say they own parcel X, that they received it, the Taurus matana from Harry on April 1st. This is not speaking in Yerushalayim where they'd write shois, where they'd write hours, where then you'd have one come before the other. So if it writes April 1st, it's going to be from the morning till the night, and even if one gets in the afternoon and one gets in the morning, it's considered the same day. So you have two shtaros over here, and we don't know who Reuven gave it to. Did Reuven want to give it to who Harry wanted to give it to? Did he want to give it to Reuven? Did he want to give it to Shimon? We don't know. So what's the difference over there that we say Yechloku. The Rav says you say Yechloku. Ushmuel Amar Shudo Dedaini. You let the Dayan throw out what he thinks. Okay. So again, the case of two people, each holding a shtar matana, dated the same day, from the same from the same person who gave it, and we don't know who's first. Says Rav, in that case, they'll divide the field. In that case, Shmuel says Shuda Dedaini. Okay, so but before we deal with the teretz again, the kasha is why does Rav Nachman say over here? Why does he say over here Kol Dalam Gavar? Why does he say Yechloku by Shuda Dedaini the same way in this case where Rav says Yechloku and Shmuel says Shuda Dedaini? That's the kasha. Okay, what exactly is Shuda Dedaini? That's the question, right? What does that mean, Shuda Dedaini? So let's see, it's an machlokes between the Rashbam and Tosfos what exactly Shuda Dedaini is. Says the Rashbam, before he gets wide, 4 lines up, Shuda Dedaini, 3 lines up, La'oisan shehi noite leiv hadayonim, the ones that the heart of the minds of the dayonim are inclined, shehi noisin oyavoi, oikrova yoser. In other words, they would go ahead and evaluate the dayonim, who they feel the nosin, Harry in this case, who does he prefer, Ruvain or Shimon? In other words, there must be one over the other. We can go ahead and figure it out who he really liked more. The Vadei lahu gomar ba'akne. Vadei, that's the one he concluded to go ahead and be makna over as a matana to either Reuven or Shimon. And ba'akne lo yitno yesa karka, best and then would give him the karka. Right. And says Rashbam, B'shema ata zoicha bala karka b'shaloi. And perhaps now the bala karka, the one we really wanted to, will get it. In other words, why does Shmuel prefer his pshat over Rav? By Rav, then the assumption is, fellas, that Harry wanted to give to one or the other, Reuven or Shimon. He gave to both, but if Harry was alive or question, or you could ask Harry, obviously he would have said, I really want to give to one. I don't want to give to both. By going ahead and dividing it up, you're guaranteeing that what Harry wanted is not being fulfilled. Again, he gave it to one or the other. By dividing it up, you're guaranteeing that what Harry wanted is not being fulfilled. Says Rashbam in the Hezber of Shmuel by Shuda Dedaini, if Bezdin goes ahead and makes an evaluation that Harry liked one over the other, at least the possibility exists that Harry's Ratzon really is going to be fulfilled. Because that person's getting the whole kit and caboodle. He's getting the whole field. That's the svara of Shuda Dedaini, according to Rashbam. You hear the different chilek. In other words, why does Rav say Yechloku? Why did Shmuel not like about Yechloku? After all, Yechloku seems to be the easiest way out, and the answer is not really, because Yechloku is guaranteeing that Harry's Ratzon is not being fulfilled, because he wanted to give it to one or the other, not to both. At least by Shuda Dedaini, the possibility exists. Right? Now, according to Rashbam, it's the Dayan's uptaiching with who Harry preferred.
Here it's either all or nothing. If they're chloiku, you're guaranteeing that he's at least getting half of what he wanted to get.
But again, you're right. All or nothing, but the possibility of something. I mean, you hear all or nothing, the possibility of something. Yechloku guaranteed, not right. Again, given the numbers, right? So now if you look at Tosfos, guys, Shuda Dedaini, we'll just do a little bit. Nero Ravenu Tam. Lemisha Yirtza Hadayin Litain, who the Dayan wants to give it to. Beloy Kipirish HaKuntris Sheyam Daitish Shal Noisin. And not like the Kuntris, in this case Rashbam, that we make an evaluation of who Harry wanted to give it to. So according to Tosfos, Shuda Dedaini is, it's totally up to the Dayan. It's up to his discretion. Whoever they want to give it to, it has nothing to do with Harry. Whoever they want to give it to, they can give it to. That's the Shuda Dedaini. Okay? But not Yechloku. Bottom line is, in Asugya, so now we dealt with that explanation Shuda Dedaini in the context of Asugya. Why does Rav Nachman say Kol Dalam Gavar? Why doesn't he say Yechloku Shuda Dedaini? Why by the case of the Zeh Mishal Avaisai, Shela Mishal Avaisai, he says Kol Dalam Gavar? Why doesn't he say Yechloku, let him divide the field, or Shuda Dedaini, leave it up to the Dayan to decide? That's the Kashan of Nachman. And for the Gemara, Hasam leka lemekim ala de milsa. Hasam over there by the over there by the shtaros, the case of the shtaros, leka lemekim lo de milsa. We can't possibly figure out the answer. Hacha ika lemekim lo de milsa. Let's see Rashbam. Says Rashbam, Hasan, about 15, 20, about 30 lines up. Hasan, gabi hamachle par b'chamar. But no, that's not the one I wanted. Excuse me, not that one. Not that one. By the case of Shtei Sharais, the command is leka lemekim lo de milsa. It's not, you're not able to go ahead and clarify who it belonged to. Nothing in the world, again, you have to say that Harry is not accessible, he's dead. No, there's no way to be mevarer the suffix. It doesn't exist. There's no way to be mevarer the suffix. It's not possible. Hasam leka lemekim lo de milsa. You're not able to mizvara, and since you're not able to clarify who the din is with, right? So what does Besdin say? Kol dalam govar. But hacha, by the case of zel mishal avoisai, vizel shem lavoisai, it's possible to go ahead and be mizvara. Let's say someone shows up with a star. Let's say Adam Kam and said it belonged to this fellow and not to the other fellow. Therefore, it's possible to go ahead and be misbar the davar. So where it's not possible to be mevarer the davar, like the case of the shtaros, best machlokes Rav and Shmuel says Rav, the din is yachloiku. By waiting it out, you're not going to gain any possibility of any clarity in this shaila. By waiting it out, you're not going to get any clarity to possibly go ahead and clarify the shaila. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. These two shtaros, that's it. There's nothing. By waiting, you gain nothing. Says Rav, divide it. Says Shmuel, no, shuda dedaini. This guy says it's my father's. This guy says it's my father. Is there a possibility somewhere along the line that will get clarity? Absolutely. Maybe someone's going to come with this. It's my father's. Memela, what does Besdin do? They don't give a psak. They don't say yechloku. They don't say shuda dedaini. They say kol dolam gavar. And guess what? And if you're strong, you're a Gaston, and you're strong and you win, and this guy brings Adis afterwards, tough on you. But Besdin is not going to get involved when there's a possibility along the line that it can be clarified. Beautiful distinction between the two. Again, Kasha Teretz. Says of Nachman, this guy says, it's my father's, this is my father's, right? Kol Dolam Gavar. Fred the Gemara, what's the difference over there by two shtaros going out in the Shnamatonis on the same day? Why over there do we have machlokes yachloiku or shuda dedaini? And for the Gemara, over there, by waiting, you're not going to gain anything. Nothing's going to get clearer. It's always, you wait for the end of time, you're going to have the same shiloh. Who came first? There's no possibility of clarifying it. Since there's no possibility of clarifying it, there, yachloiku shuda dedaini, machlokes. Over here, this is my father, this is my father. What's the din? I don't know. Can I possibly know later on? Absolutely. So what will I do? Instead of saying yechloku, instead of saying shuda dedaini, right? I'll say kol dolam gavar. With the Rosh Sfara, that the guy who really is his will win. It's a nice Sfara, he'll win. And if in fact he doesn't, along the line, maybe it's going to happen. That. Therefore, that's called dolam gavar. That's the pshat. Fred the Gemara. Umayshna, you're asking mehadit nan. Okay, now we're going to ask we're asking out of Nachman mehadit nan. Again, we had this Gemara, this famous case, guys. Machleb part of a chamar. I go ahead, I have a chamar, Dov has a para. And we make a deal. What's the deal? I'm going to give him my chamar, he's going to give me his para. We barter. So we use the kinyan chalipin. That means that as soon as an action's done in my chamar, automatically it belongs to Dov, and automatically his para belongs to me. Automatically his para belongs to me. Lo and behold, we come to the para, and there's a little calf. Dov tainas the calf was born before the sale. I taina the calf was born after the sale. There's a shiloh over there. What's the din in the calf? Hamachlif para b'chamar. What's the didn't get? Okay, we had this twice. We had it. This is a very, very famous case. So again, a kinyan is done in the chamar. Kinyan chalipin works. You do a kinyan in the chamar. I automatically own the para. There's no question I own the para. The question is at which period in time was this calf born? Was it born before the Mashiach and it belongs to Dov, or was it born after the Mashiach in the chamar and it belongs to me? That's the shayla here. Good. What's the din in that? In addition, you sell a shivcha, a shivcha is karka, you have a kinyan of kesef, but the kinyan of kesef, wherever the animal is, you're going to go, an animal, wherever the baby is born, this guy kind of the baby was born before the sale, this one says after the sale, after the kinyan, according to you, why do you say kol dolam gavar? According to you, Reb Nachman, why do you say yechloku over there? Why are you saying over there yechloku? Correct? It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Says the Gemara, Hasam over there by Machlep Par B'Chamar, Lahai Amibeis Islay Drawer D'Maina, Ulahai Islay Drawer D'Maina. Each one has Drawer D'Maina. Hacha Idemar Loid Demar Idemar Loid Demar. Okay, I'm going to explain this in a second. Just give me 2 seconds. Fascinating machlokes in such logic. What does Drawer D'Maina mean? So we had it in Bab Mitzvah. Rashi says Shaychis Mamin. I don't know Rashi says that. The Ramban says it. Shaychis Mamin. Tosfos says something else. Let's first do Tosfos, and then we'll do what? We'll do the Rashbam in a different sefer. Okay. So what does Tosfos say? What does Drawer D'Maina mean? Let's see the top Tosfos. Top Tosfos. Drawer D'Maina again. In the case of Machlep Par V'Chamar, you have it's Drawer D'Maina. Pirish, did Dal Tanasehem, Tanasayu, take away this Taina, this guy says it was born by me, this one says it was born before. Mehacha, Yesh Sufik LeBezdin. Taking away any claim they make, Bezdin still has a Shaila. The Haiminayu Havi Avlad. In Noilid Koidim Shemachar, or Ach Shemachar. Fellas, do you need their claim to create the suffix, or does the physical mitzias create the suffix? Obviously, it's the physical mitzias that's creating the suffix, correct? The fact that you don't know whose rishus was born in. Beli taneseim yesh suffix lebezdin, right? And then he gives other cases. And then you find the baby by the side, right? Go down. Every place that Rabbanan and Sumchis where the mama mitzvah besafik. Aval hacha bezel mishal avoisai shall pitana seyem bahasafik. I mean him called olam gavar. This guy says this is my father. This guy says this is my father. It's their taina that creates the suffix. So we're without them being there, I still would have a suffix. So remove them completely. You saying that it's yours, you saying it's yours, doesn't create the problem. The problem is created when you went ahead and did Mashiach and the Chamar. I don't know exactly at the time, exactly when this baby was born. So without you opening your mouths, I had a problem. In that case, however, where their taina creates the suffix. This guy says it's my father's. This guy says it's my father's. Their creation of the taina. In that case, we say kol dolam gavar. So every time you're going to say yachloku based upon this Tosfos, it has to be that what without their tainas, I still would have I would have a problem. Where their taina creates the problem, right? This is my boat, right? This is my boat. It's their claim that's making the problem. Kol dolam gavar. That's Tosfos. That's Tosfos. That's very, very clear. Rashbam is a little more abstract, but I liked it very, very much. I thought it was a nice lumdis, and therefore I share with you. Harashbam Pirish, Droradim Amayna, Haparaba Shivcha Shel Shnehem, Haisa Bizeh Achazeh. One after the other. Each one claims my para, my shivcha gave birth. When they were in my rishus. And the implication of the words drora d'ramayna in this case is who sheyesh l'chol echad mehem shaychis mimanis l'davar. They both have a connection, a monetary connection over here, because it's either their shifra gave birth or their animal gave birth, but it was theirs. Therefore, in that case, you say yechloiku. And therefore you give them equally. V'chein pirish haramban b'reish bav mitzia v'chasav shedror d'mamaynahu siba al tvias mammon. It's the cause of their claim. Shalagabi hamachlet par b'chamar l'moicher yesh chazaka gemura. Look, guys, listen to this. By machlet par b'chamar l'moicher, to the guy who's selling his para, yesh chazaka gemura b'dava. Shahaysa shaloi kaidem. It was his before. Ushaloi hu taveya. And he's claiming his. Ululakeach yesh tviya, and the lakeach also has a claim. Kim sha'achsav he shaloi, because now it's his. The para was mine beforehand. Now it's yours. Ushaloi taveya. So since each one had a shaykhus to the para, guys, one guy had a shaykhus to the para before the sale. One guy had a shaykhus to the para after the sale. Right? Then you say yechloku. Avol oifen sher arava. The case of the arava, or in our case the land. Right? Each one does not have a shaykhis without the claim of the other. Each one is complaining. I don't have no shaykhis, meaning I don't have a chazaka at all. We can explain the words of the Rashbam and the Ramban. Al pidibri harama kan shekasav shekiven sheyesh lehem dror d'mamayna. Since they each have a dror d'mamayna. There's therefore we should go ahead and listen to them regarding their chalukah. If they should call chatzi v'chatzi shenoisnem kan ein noisnes lebechinam elamikayach hadror memayna diyesh laba. Their claim is not coming because why? Because they have no shaykhus over here. Their claim is coming why? Because each one. Ain't nice to say bechinam el mikoyach hadror d'mayna jeish loy. Avol be'arava she'elem dror d'mayna im yachloku b'neihem nimtza shezeh arava shaychus loy meitzim imenu asachetzi b'li raya klal. Shari l'chaveru in shum siba liskos b'zeh al kein other flema called olam gavar. Says the Hezbollah of the Ramah in the if you have shaychus to the money, you have shaychus, you have a chazaka. The par was mine beforehand. The par was mine afterwards. Right? So therefore, when you give it over, it's not like you're giving it over to someone who has no possibility of shaykhus. In other words, no possibility at all. The possibility exists, guys, in both cases, that this baby was mine. Since the para before the sale was mine, the baby could be mine. Since the para after the sale was mine, the baby could be mine. That's what it means, shaykhus mammon. So therefore, it makes sense. Yechloku, since each one has some type of claim because of the relationship with the para. By the boat, guys, it doesn't. The boat exists either him or him. The field. The field. It's either him or him, right? It's either him or him. We're gonna say that what. You're going to go yechloku? So I'm zicha blowing the psak. I'm zicha giving it to somebody who doesn't have it. In our case, we know the guy, the svar of the rush, that the Gazlan's going to be working very hard, but he's going to give up hope. If you would say yechloku, the Gazlan, let him steal it. Guess what? You know what I know what Bezdin's going to do? They're going to divide it up. I'm getting here for nothing. So it's very beautiful, the Hezbollah. If you have a shaykhus mammon over here, in other words, we'll go back twice in a second. According to the Rashbam, the Ramban, based upon the Ramah, if you would have say in this situation, Kol Olam Govar, you automatically would go be costing somebody something. Because each person has a valid monetary claim because of their relationship with the para. Since they have this monetary claim because of relationship with the para, it makes sense. I don't know what happened. I don't know who it belongs to, but since you had the para beforehand, since you had the para afterwards, you had a chazaka beforehand that was yours, you have a chazaka afterwards that's yours, it makes sense. Yechloiku. Masha'en came where you're fighting over a boat or a field, and neither one of you has the chazaka. By taking it away and dividing it, clearly you're giving it to someone who has no shaykhs. Guys, good? It goes to the guts of the matter. That's the way you explain the Rashbam. Now, according to Taisvis, listen, what can I do? Your taina is creating the problem. Without you, I have no problem. Without you, the boat, I don't know who belongs to. You say you, fight it out. Para, the chamor. Without you, without you, I'd still have a problem. Without you, I still have a problem. I give a psak. That's the two ways to go ahead and view Shurav Mayna. Okay, so a little more flavor than just Stamazai reading through the daf. I think. Hope so. Okay, very nice. I like when I say very nice after I like it. I say very nice. Like you guys sit there. I say oh, very nice. It's like, oh, it's a famous Ramban. I love that famous Ramban. You never heard about it in your life. Famous Ramban. Okay, anyway, I think it's very nice. The good hesber and you have it in front of you if you want to do it. Okay, says the Gemara Vaita. Amri Nardoi said Nardoi, Vimbo Echad min Ashuk v'Hechzik. Let's say a third guy, Kol Olam Gavar. So Reuven and Shimon are fighting over a boat. Comes along Levi and grabs the boat. Right? Ein Maitzina Miyadai Bezdin lets Levi keep the boat. The Tony Reb Chia, Gaslin shel Rabim lav shmei Gaslin. A Gaslin of a Rabim. In this case, the Rashbam says the Rabim is Reuven and Shimon who are fighting over the boat or the land. They're the Rabim. In this case, Gaslin shel Rabim lav shmei Gaslin. That's not called Gaslin. So it's mashma over here. There's no Issa Gazela. You read this cryptic statement. Okay, this guy's fighting. I'll go ahead and I'll chaperine. Right? That's not the pshat. It's not the pshat. Rashi Amar la'olam shmei Gaslin. La'olam it's a shmei. It is a Gaslin. It is a Gaslin, and therefore he can't take it. Umay, when Rav Chia said lo shmei Gaslin, you know what he meant? It meant that what? That there's a tremendous chumrah over here. Shleinitain lihishavin. Lo shmei Gaslin is not like a regular Gaslin, guys. A regular Gaslin, when he takes something, remember we spoke about it? He's chayiv ba'insin, there's a kinyan, he's chayiv to return it. I repeat, the Gaslin steals it, he's chayiv, right? There's a kinyan, he's the owner. If you hold yish as koina, in certain things it becomes his, right? And therefore what? Lenyach rayis is chayiv. What does he have to do? He has to go ahead and he has to go ahead and return it. We said in certain situations, if he swore falsely, he has to go afili afterwards. Achru lamadai. Remember the Ramban, the guy's miyayish, he's willing to swear falsely. The Rambam says, therefore he gives up hope. You know what the problem is, guys? Rambam? He has no hashava. He doesn't know who to give it to. He doesn't know who to give it to. So it's worse than a Gazlan because he's chayiv since he took it, says the Rashbam. But what's he going to do with it now? Yeah. You learned Reb Chia as a kula. Oh, there's no Gazlan. No, he's a chumrah. The chumrah is that what? He's not like a regular Gazlan. You don't know who to give it to. He can't make his mitzvah shava. Okay, the Mishnah had said, Cheska shalashanim yom liyoim. He said anything that makes Paris. Anything that makes Paris, the chazaka is what? From day to day. Right? Day to day. Amar of Abba, idolile ihu gufe sina de peri. If the ma'arer who says, what are you doing on my land, would go ahead and help the machzik, the one on the land, by going ahead and loading up Paris, la'alta havi chazaka. You don't have to wait 3 years. By him going ahead, what? And helping the other guy, right? By him going ahead, guys, and helping the other guy, that's such a chacha, such an umdana, the muchach, that what it belongs to him. Why in the world, guys, it's one thing to see the guy eating your Paris. It's another thing to say, oh, by the way, he comes in the field. Let me help you with that. You hear this? You're on my field, you're harvesting my crops. Oh, by the way, I'm going to help you harvest the crops. Immediately that would make a chazaka. It brings to mind, remember the Ramban we spoke out, that really right away it should be a chazaka. The fact that why he wasn't moichet should be a chazaka. It's only the guy has a reisa, he doesn't have a star, and 3 years later we take away the reisa. So once you have such a umdin of the mukach, the guy is helping him going ahead, then right away it's a chazaka. There's no, you don't have to wait for anything if he's going to go ahead and do that. Rav Zavid, Vim Toyin, if the Ma'ara, the one who complains, the Ahmad says, Leperis Hiradativ, I right? He's an Oris. He's an Oris. And therefore what? He's only down there for Paris. Nemon, he would be believed. And if he helped him load, then it's not a raya that what? It's his field. Again, if he kind is that the whole reason he's on the field is because he's an Oris. He's an Oris, he's a sharecropper, and then he helps him, then him helping him would not be considered, absolving himself and saying that the field belongs to him. Bahani Mili, that's Dafka B'toich Sholosh Shanim, within 3 years. Aval Achla Sholosh Shanim, after 3 years, he's not believed to say that what I put him down for Paris. After 3 years, it's over. Amr Rav Ashi Rav Kahana, Ile Peira Achti, if he put him down for Paris, might have a little mevid, right? If a guy, let's say, he put him down for Paris, he went ahead, he gave his friend the karka, and he said the purpose of the karka is the Paris, and it's more than 3 years. Now, what could he possibly do? Might have a little mevid. What could he do? And there's the only, guys, so tell me the following. After 3 years, if it doesn't help, so if a guy puts him on the field for 3 years for Paris, what should he do? So, in other words, he's going to lose the field, even though what? It was only for Paris. Somewhere of Kana said to Rav Ashi, he should have gone ahead and made a macha. In other words, if you go ahead and give your friend the field for Paris for 10 years, you better be very, very smart to go ahead and make a macha after year 3. And you better go ahead. You better go ahead, because again, if you don't, you're setting yourself up for So if you put him down for Paris, to use Paris in the field, be very, very on the up and up that you have to make a machal. The loyte mahachi, high mashkanta the surah, this mashkanta the surah, okay, outside, we know mashkanta the surah is, right? Alone, you're working off the loan, right? It's not ribis, right? Because it could be a hefsid also, it's of Ezu Neshach fame, and therefore, mashkanta the surah, he could be there for 10 years. He could be eating Paris. And after 10 years, the guy's going to say, it's mine. Says the Gemara, if you don't say that, the loyte mahachi, that machra helps, said Rav Kahana, hay mashkanta the surah, the case of the mashkan of surah, the chsivbuhu, the lashon of the mashkan is, the mishlem shenoya elon, at the end of these years, tepik ara dabale kesef, this land goes out without kesef, meaning your loan is paid up. Ikavish le l'shtar mashkanta, if the person who was on the land would go ahead and hide the shtar mashkanta, and he would say, it's mine, right? Would he be believed? Would the Chacham ever make a takana that would lead to a guy losing his land? It must be that the possibility exists for stopping that. Elo, how would you stop that? He should have made a machra. He should have made achsa. So Hachanami, if a guy let his friend go down to his Pelti Paris, he should have made what? A macha. Okay, I thank everyone for listening.